pop up. I don't know if they'll pop up. Oh shoot! Are we live?
We live.
Oh, we live. Oh man.
Live.
We got a little excited over here, y'all. It looks like it's a little delay in Instagram, but you know what? We're live on Instagram now too. So appreciate you guys for joining in. And we about to get this bad boy started. Y'all fellas ready?
Let's get it, man.
Let's get it done. Let's go.
Just forget the parade and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
What up? It's Reasons, y'all. I'm fired up broadcasting. Hey, man. It's good to see you fellas, man. We back. We're back.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, man. Look.
What? I don't know. What I need to get something?
Look, man. Look. And them damn. And them damn titles. I'm gonna have to get a special guest or something.
What'd you say, dog?
I said in them titles, I'm gonna have to get a special guest or something. Y'all names up there big, and I ain't even on the mother.
Really? Yeah, it's up there. I see it.
Name right here.
No, I'm talking about in your intro video, fool.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, you saying you do now, huh? That's what you're saying.
Look,
it's due time.
You can add a little with special guest Black Lip.
Right. That's what's up. Hey, man, we got a great show for you guys today. Let me stop there. Okay. Yeah, we got a great show for you guys today. I mean, we're talking about a lot of stuff. Let me just start off by saying,
introduce yourself. How about you do that?
Introduce myself. Man, I keep forgetting. I expect everybody to know who I am.
Introduce yourself, man. Tell them, Black.
It's your boy Fuel in the house, y'all.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We here.
Black Lip in the place, Texas time. Let's go.
Let's get it.
That's what's up. And let us know, you guys, in the comments. Let us know. We got comments. We are live now on Instagram as well. So give us some, like I said, if you guys comment or whatever, hit it up on the side. If y'all can hear us good, making sure that, our audio is good for you guys or whatever. This is kind of the first time we actually did live on Instagram, man, from here. So, which is crazy because we always been live on everything else but Instagram. Ain't that crazy, man?
That is crazy.
Bro. So we appreciate you guys just joining us. Most definitely share, and like these videos that we're doing, man. We try to get these numbers up, right? We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. What's the other one? Twitch. Yeah.
We said
I think that's it.
already.
Yeah.
TikTok.
And no, not TikTok yet.
Oh, not TikTok.
Yeah. But we're working on it.
Okay.
Hey, we got a great show for you guys today, man. We're talking about should men establish standards for the woman they want, and reality versus fantasy when it comes to expectation. So those are the main topics we're talking about. But before we get into that, I got a couple of announcements to kind of get. I see T is in the house. Andrew's in the house. What's up? I see y'all. I think that's, I don't know where you're on live. Is that on Facebook or Instagram? I can't tell which one on. I can't tell y'all. But anyway, hit us in the comments so we know y'all there. You know what I'm saying? So let me start off by saying that your boy got a song, coming out. That's all I can tell. That's all I can say for now. If there's a song that's coming out, and this is just a little bit what it's about. It's called "Give It to You," and it's Nights by the Nights, and it's produced from my boy from Low Key. Lance Alexander. I was gonna play it for you guys today, but I was like, nah, I gotta wait. We gotta do it right. We gotta get everybody in here. You know what I mean? So next week, that's something to stay tuned for that for next week, right? All right, and next week also we got a special guest. Her name is Rhonda Cotton, and she wrote a book, and that book is called
Between Seasons.
Between Seasons.
I'm excited to read it. Too.
Yes, and she will be a guest with us next week as well. You know what I mean? So, hopefully, you guys come in and tune in on that. And it basically it's an inspirational book, motivational book, all that good stuff, whatever. So, so next week, be ready for some new stuff, coming up. We got some stuff coming on, man. You all right? That's what's up. Ooh, that's kind of loud. All right, man. That's enough for announcements, man. So, what's up, man? Let's speak to everybody, man. What's going on with y'all? What's been going on, man? It's been a minute.
It's been a little while since we been all together. Let's get a clap for that, man.
Where's my clap?
Yeah, let's get a clap for us all being together, man. Shout out to that, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see everybody. It's good to see Black Live. I ain't seen you in a minute, brother.
I know, right?
I've seen this fool already, dog.
Sorry, no, that's all right.
But no, yeah, man, we just been having. I'm fresh from the Medi Petty, so I'm feeling good. They was rubbing and buffing on my feet and fingers, so I'm feeling real good. Watch out there, Drew.
Yeah.
Fish in the house, y'all.
And we said, Mel. I see you said that's said. I've been on this since I was a kid, man. Old neighbor, my neighbor back in KC.
I'm excited for us all this season, this new season. I know that we've all been through different things. We've accomplished new things. We've seen new things, and I'm excited, man. I'm happy to have Black Lift in the building. I'm happy to be here with you fellas, man.
That's what's up. Liv, what you been up to, man? Real quick before we get into this.
Nah, man, just been hanging out, trying to do my retirement thing as best as possible.
Yeah, any trips you been on or something? I mean, it's been a minute.
Nah, man, my wife had open heart surgery, so
right.
We haven't been doing any trips or anything lately, man. Just been hanging around the house, man. Just chilling.
Well, good. Still blessings to her, man. Everything stays, cool and cultural there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it,
man. For real.
Absolutely. I want to get this out of here. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, whatever, man. I'm doing all this. You know how it is, man. I gotta.
I know.
I gotta be the cameraman, the
IT dude, IT fuel.
I gotta do everything. I gotta do everything.
And we went crazy, bro.
It's all good. Hey, O's in the house. That's what's up.
Watch out there, big O.
Hey,
maintaining family.
I see Fisher O. You guys. Hey, how's it sound? How does this sound? Are y'all hearing us okay? We just want to make sure, like, we're in a new studio doing a new thing or whatever. So we just want to make sure everything is good and not echoing like we did last week. We had a little echo last week. So that's what's up, man.
Back, King.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, man. Y'all ready to jump into this topic or what?
Well, we're gonna start with some
we're gonna start with
with the current topics, right? Talk about the little presidency a little bit.
Oh yeah. Let's go there real quick. I know Liv probably got a lot to say about the whole presidency. We're for those of you that are listening, we're what's the word?
Don't get no disclaimers, man.
No. I gotta put disclaimers because we're not, we don't judge here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These are just opinions. There's nothing to get extra crazy and debatable about, whatever it calls, to each his own. You know what I mean? But we like to hear what you guys think. That's it, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing, you can't say nothing bad or whatever. Just don't start cursing us out and talking crazy and all that type of thing. That's all. Other than that, man, we good. So as you guys know, Kamala, I always say Kamala. She's the VP. She picked, what was the guy's name? Her running mate?
Tim Walz.
Yeah, I knew what he knew.
Who?
Tim Walz. He's the current governor of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
He He was a teacher, a football coach, and he did 24 years in the National Guard. He attained the rank of, there's some dispute about the rank he got. He got either Master Sergeant or Command Sergeant Major. And to me, I don't really give a damn. Anybody that served 24 years for their country, man, who cares about that? I don't. He did more than Colonel Bone Spurs over there. So
what'd you call him? Burns? What?
Colonel Bone Spurs. That's why Trump got out of serving. He beat the draft because he had his daddy go to a doctor and say he had bone spurs in his feet, so he couldn't serve.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, with that, I think they, to be honest with you, just in my opinion, I think they make a good team. I think it's the best that we have right now. And anyway, we don't got too much of a choice of who to pick to be in office or whatever. And the only way I see it is either we'll go back or we're going to move forward. One's looking for us to go back, one looking for us to go forward. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I can really put it on my end. I don't know how you guys, everybody else think, but just to simplify it at that is pretty much where I'm at on it.
No, you're absolutely correct on that. And for those that can't see that, it's to me it's amazing. You wouldn't 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't have a convicted felon in your house, and you're about to put one in the White House.
That part.
What are we doing?
What sense does it make? Exactly.
What are we doing?
Yeah, but for those that don't believe that that he's going to be go to jail or anything like that. I mean, it's a whole thing with politics, man. As far as them, him getting away with even still running right now. After putting the country in danger with this whole from the last election. You know what I'm saying? So for that alone says something about the privilege of I want to say white folks or whatever, to enrich folks, to the point where, it just wasn't, I don't get it. I don't get it why you're still able to even run. You know what I'm saying? When you have records of stuff going on, criminal records going on or whatever, you know what I mean? But anyway, even those with criminal records can't even vote. You know what I mean? So,
in most states, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's real crazy how it's going on, how things are working out. But anyway, that's our opinion. You got anything, Fat Boy, on that?
I got a lot on that, but not really. I think that we just forgetting the fact that it's just white privilege, y'all. I think that that's just what it is. I think that it takes for something so blatant as this, right? To have a president with 30, or to have a person with 34 felonies running for president, but he's a white male with some money, right? That's the American way. And I think that the faster we realize that, the easier it is to kind of go to piggyback off of what you guys said, in the sense of, are we going to go backwards or are we going to go forwards? Because he's exercising, he's showing you what white privilege is, and he doesn't really care about it. He's just using it to his advantage.
Right.
He's a real prick. But I don't think he's going to jail, period, because, believe it or not, our country still perpetuates white supremacy, and everything about him is what this country stands for, bro. Believe it or not. Quietly, right? The quiet cousin. That's why they don't really want him, because he's really showing the head of how most people, or how a lot of people move in this world, right? They're cruel, they corrupt, right? You know what I'm saying? They cheating on their taxes, and it's all ahead. And he's showing you, as long as you got a little money, you got a little pale skin, you can damn near do anything you want to do.
Right.
And ain't nobody gonna stop him. You got Secret Service now, and you know what? At this point, y'all, I just don't want him in office. But the shame on them. Shame on them for giving them that much access. For real.
Yeah.
Like, for even allowing him to get that much access, knowing all of the things that he had been doing already. So shame on them, but we got to deal with it. You feel what I'm saying? Right. And that's the problem. That's the issue that I have. is that they left us to deal with this goofball, knowing that he was goofy in the first place, and then and screwed up and got him Secret Service. Like, how are you gonna house him in Secret Service? Because you gotta house them.
Right.
No, they already have a solution for that. It sucks, but they got a solution for that.
What they gonna do? Have him at home, or they gonna
Yep,
mark the store?
yep. He would just be on he would be on home confinement because he was a former president. So basically, they would just have Secret Service at his house.
So he's gonna be on house arrest.
Pretty much.
So they wasted this is once again privilege.
Yeah.
They wasted 3 years of tax people dollars for this man to get house arrest. If I was in Texas with a clip of weed, I'll get more time in the state penitentiary than Donald Trump did for the 34 felonies that he has. It just shows you the world, the country that we live in. And so I wasn't for the Democratic Party on this one, but I'm totally against what is it? Whatever 25 or whatever that. I'm totally against just going backwards, bro.
Yeah.
If you hate Muslims, get out, right? If you hate gays, get out, right? That shit over with. Excuse my language. Like, you got to learn to coexist, right? Diversion and inclusion makes the economy better. You cannot push out one group of people anymore. Those days are over with. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we realize that, as soon as we stop entertaining people like this and entertaining agendas like this, because it kills the country. Right. It kills our economy. We don't thrive when we all don't work together. And I think that as long as we continue to allow our politicians to pin black against white and Muslims against Christians, and I think that we just gonna end up being confused, and we're gonna end up with another Donald Trump in the next 4 years. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Because we don't know. Like, I didn't even know who this guy was that you said. Mm-hmm. Backstory sounds good, but still, that's my point. It's like they pulling people out the hat at this point, right? They're known, but they're not known. Do you know what I'm saying? They're known if you, like yourself, on your C-SPAN and you on your CNN and you watch. You know what I'm saying? You consistent on your politics, right? But we don't know who these people are, and that's why they keep pulling the rabbit out the hat. And he's showing you don't know. They don't care, and I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah. I said politics is war without fighting, and war is politics with fighting. Yeah. Facts. Exactly. So, yeah, man. So I'm glad to hear you guys' opinion. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep.
But Cornel West.
What's that?
Cornel West 2024. No, I'm just playing, y'all. My dad, he's so poetic about it. He said, a vote for Cornel West is a vote for Donald Trump.
Exactly. because your father is very smart. Yeah. A vote for Kennedy or a vote for Cornel is, you might as well vote for Trump, because basically you just took out a vote that could have gone to Harris and basically just threw it down the damn drain. Yeah, because neither one of them are going to win.
They're not going to.
And protest voting is ridiculous. You don't do that. It's a waste of your constitutional rights. Sure, you can vote for whoever you want to. I'm not against it. I'm not saying that. However, every action has an opposite and equal reaction. And you voting for them is basically you voting for Donald Trump and going back to the 50s and 40s where they hunted us and did all this crazy stuff. I said, it's my issue with Trump is not his policies sucked, period. But my issue is he's a bad person.
Yeah. Period.
I wouldn't leave him in the room with my teenage daughters. I know that.
Right.
He's a dirtbag. He is a bad person.
Yeah.
Period. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a thief.
Yeah. That along what you just said, I mean, that's that's exactly where I don't understand a lot of people that realize that don't care. They don't care that this is actually a bad person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He cheated on every one of his wives with the next wife. You know, he buried his wife on his golf course so that they wouldn't be able to repossess it because he has a family member buried there. He's a dirtbag, yo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, enough of that. Had to get it out. All right, man. Hey,
History of Blackness.
Yeah, let's get into History of Blackness, you guys, this week. We got my man Hill Harper, and of course, you know who I always have to bring it to us.
All right. All right, y'all. This week we got another special one. I pulled this one out the rabbit out the hat because this is fitting. But this week we have our History of Blackness is Hill Harper, actor, best-selling author, philanthropist, activist, and potential senator, right? It's not councilman, potential senator because councilman.
Yes, he's running. He's running for Senate in Michigan. Yes.
Yeah, and representative of Michigan. I picked this one. I thought this one's special because we always go like 1950s or 1800s. I thought that I'll pick Hill Harper because his story is quite unique. Eugene Hill Harper, we know him as Hill Harper, was born May 17th, 1966 in Iowa City, Iowa, which I didn't even know black people was born here. I'm clowning, but I'm kind of serious. But he was born to basically two doctors. His mother is credited for being the first black anesthesiologist in Iowa, right? He went on to, of course, be a terrific student. He got his BA in economics and sociology, where he graduated valedictorian from Brown University. Then he went on to get to Harvard University and get his MPA, which is a master's in public administration. And then he got his Juris Doctorate, which is his law degree, where he met Barack Obama and played basketball and became his friend. He later on, after graduating, which was crazy, after graduating and having all of these opportunities and jobs offers to go work for these prestigious law firms, he decided to chase a career in acting. And I met him in one of my favorite films called Lackawanna Blues. And it's based off of a book where he's a young man who lives with his grandma or meanwhile. And it tells a story of just that strong black character. One of my favorite movies. Let me give you some of his attributes. Like I say, Lackawanna Blues. He was played on CSI New York for 9 years. He got game, of course. Y'all know he was Ray Allen's partner. Played basketball. He's currently on TV as The Good Doctor, which is on Channel 7. Then he went on to while acting. He served as the ambassador, and then he served as the ambassador of health and wellness during the Obama administration. Then he went on to write Letters to Young Brothers, which is a bestseller. It's probably one of the they say it's the top young adult books, recommended young adult books for young black males. And then he also wrote something called Letters to an Incarcerated Brother. And then he's currently running for state senate for Michigan. And so I wanted to bring a light on Brother Hill Harper because, one, the climate, right? I think that we need to get behind this. I think it's very important what he stands for. This is one of those people you need to kind of champion because even though he was an actor, he went to school for public admin. Even though he was an actor, he has a Juris Doctorate. Even though he's an actor, he has a degree in psychology. So he's qualified, right? Right. He's qualified to fill the position. And I think that is extremely important that we talk about your Hill Harpers and see what they're doing on the political front as philanthropists, as activists. And also to show people, man, you can live multiple lives, man. Don't let people confine you to a box, right? I was tripping. I was telling Phil, I was like, it's crazy how you can write a book, be on TV, and still serve under an administration. But like I said, you have the resources, but still to be able to accomplish something like that. So I just wanted to shout out to Hill Harper, man. That's today's history in blackness, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. Well, let's get into this. The next topic.
Where we going?
We're going to talk about, well, yeah. No. We go into the main topic that we're talking about today. Should men establish standards for the women that they want? Should men establish standards for the woman they want? I see you. I see you lift. I see you thinking over there. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Go ahead, brother. You got the stage.
Should men establish standards? They have standards, don't they? Women have standards. Why can't we have standards? You know, and there is certain standards that I have for myself. You know, so after experiencing certain relationships, after going through certain relationships, and not being with that person now, of course, is because I didn't look for those standards, and just kind of like to narrow down that person that I really want. I never really looked for those standards, you know what I'm saying, or gave them standards. I just kind of seen cute, sexy, and like, okay, that's the one I want. I mean, our personality, you know what I'm saying, have to click, of course, you know what I mean. They have, but just like now, they just have to be easy to talk to, you know what I'm saying, easy to be able to is one of my standards, is to be able to relate to, and I don't want to feel like I have to hold a whole lot back in order to keep that person or talk to that person. Do y'all follow me? What I'm saying?
This nigga big old tripping.
But you follow what I'm saying? I didn't see it.
I'm like, oh, had to go there. What?
Big old tripping. Earl.
You give a
Big
damn
old bullshit early.
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, what did he say?
Hey, man, big old tripping already. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I was big. That's a big old tripping.
Hey, he said, love y'all, but this is where y'all lose me every week. I don't give a damn about these hoes.
Nothing new under the
Nothing
sun.
new under the sun.
Well, this is what.
But I mean,
finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I
got a lot to say to that, Big O.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, but that's the whole thing. Sometimes, and that's kind of the attitude of most men.
Yeah.
That's the attitude of most men. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they just don't, you get fed up of all this standards that women, look for or want or whatever the case may be. And now you see them getting those things, and now they calling the men simps. That's the new thing now. They're the simp, I seen this one video where a young guy was basically did everything. He wouldn't got her, open her doors, sent her, gave her flowers, took her to dinner, did everything like a gentleman is supposed to do. Now all of a sudden he's a simp. But what if that man had, what if he had standards? You know what I mean? As opposed to taking you out. What is it that that you're doing that's going to help me or show me that you that woman for me? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm at that point where, yeah, you got standards and I have standards too. You know what I mean? Period.
Hey, feeling, big old man. Get this shit together. Get it together. Both of y'all, man.
What are you talking about, man?
Get your cousin, man. Get your cousin. He tripping, man. It's on you, Black Lip.
Go ahead, dog. What?
All right. So, man, this is a tough one.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
because everybody should set standards with the people that they want to allow into their lives.
Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be male or whether it be female.
Right.
The problem comes about when, for some strange reason, which I already know, and I'm finna hit y'all over the head with this one, men and women are judged by different standards.
True.
And so one of the number one things that I would say about that is if a woman sleeps with a lot of dudes, she's a hoe.
Mm.
If a dude does, he's a pimp
Mm.
and not a simp. So the double standards that are set in society are part of why we have the divide that we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't live your life by double standards. It's okay for you to be out here railing as many chicks as you want to, but if a chick does it, she a hoe.
Right.
That's wrong. It makes no sense.
Right.
So when you say standards, I have to try to ascertain what standards are you talking about? Because when you first meet somebody, bruh, just like Fuel, just like you said, you don't know them, man. All you know, she got a fat ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Looks is what attracts you to somebody. But the
And
substance,
isn't that a normal for men, right?
the substance is what binds you to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're attracted at first, but if there ain't nothing deeper than her fat ass,
After that, yes.
you waste your time.
Yeah.
And men need to understand that a lot quicker. But vagina rules the world. And so a dude will catch a chick like that, and yeah, he'll simp it out because she give him that good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yes, standards need to be established, but they need to be realistic, and it needs to be on both sides.
And it need to be set early.
Exactly. Early.
Yeah. And that's kind of like what my thing was. It's kind of like I didn't have those standards until afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have it till afterwards, until like and actually because as I got older, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, now I gotta have a woman that does this. Now I gotta have a woman that's here for me for this or that, whatever, where I can also be there for them in the same, way. You know what I mean?
Once you got older and you got past that sex appeal,
Exactly.
there's got to be something beyond that. They have to be deeper than that.
Exactly.
And men are simple creatures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Put this in your mouth, do this, and we'll be cool.
Right.
You say put this in your mouth. Put this in your mouth. Wait a minute.
He slid it out.
Look, I'm keeping it real. Put this in your mouth, make me a sandwich, and we be cool.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what would you say, or what give me some example of some standards that you would have, Fat Boy?
To go, y'all both of y'all make great points. I think that standards will be based on the individual. When I was thinking about standards, I'm not thinking about like I need a woman to cook for me, right? I'm thinking a little beyond that. The question is, my answer is yes, but one of the standards is understanding how to communicate with me, right? With each other. Understanding how to fight the problem and not each other, right? A standard is also not just looking at for sex, right? Having some substance. How do I feel around this person platonically, friendship-wise? What's the energy like? What's your money looking like? Are you spending?
Right.
You got a budget? Shit, I can go deep into the stuff like that, materialistic stuff like that as well. But for the most part, the number one standard is just how do you deal with the opposite sex, right? In the sense of, are you coming in whole in yourself? That's my number one standard. Are you doing the work on yourself? Because that's where I'm at right now. I think that, kind of to go with Black Lift said, while dating, I never was able to set a standard because I never looked at dating as a fucking standard, right? What's a standard? Like what do you expect from a relationship? Because that's just what a standard is, right? What do I expect from a relationship? And as I begin to respect as I begin to learn what I expect from a relationship, I also learned that a lot of my expectations and my standard was bullshit too, right? Because it had a lot of fluff on it. A woman got to be able to do this. A woman got to be able to cook. She got to be able to sew. Those bullshit standards. Those are bullshit. Those are BS standards.
Mhm.
I mean, as I know, I have to have a woman that's a praying woman, right? That's a standard,
Mhm.
right? Have some type of connection with a higher power, Muslim, Hindu, right? I ain't saying you got to preach to God, but you got to have some connection with a higher power. Even if you got to have a connection with a higher power, right? You got to have some type of vision, some type of goal. And then you got to also know how to be a helpmate standard,
Mhm.
right? What is a helpmate? Not just helping me wash shit around the house, but also know how to, I always used to say this in the beginning, be a pruner, right? Clip away those dead leaves, bring me back anew so I can continue to grow this household. That's my standard.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? I think that as men, our standard is ass, some breasts, a cute face. That's our standard. And I think that a big part of that, when you walk into a room and you see that on a woman, you're not worried about what she is, her baggage, what she has. You don't have no real questions for that. You don't have no real plan of action for that, because you solely coming in off of a BS standard,
Mhm.
right? So as I prepare myself to be a husband, I'm also seeing what I need from a woman.
Mhm.
Right, I'm still learning what I need exactly from a woman, but I do know I need some type of spiritual connection. I do know I need you to be decent with your finances. I do know I need you to understand what a helpmate is and not think that is required, and to understand that it's earned. Right. Certain on both sides. It's not just me as a man have to earn your respect. It's the same thing, that we're a team and we have to build this thing together. But we came up with this topic because, of course, my last relationship, I realized I never had a standard. Like I never, and it wasn't on the sex
I think
part.
you was trying to live up to someone else's standards.
It wasn't.
That's basically
It
what
wasn't
it
the
was.
sex part, right? For me,
Right.
it was that I had met this amazing woman, right, and
You thought.
she wasn't. Listen, I ain't gonna say
No. Yeah, don't say.
I did think she was amazing.
We're not gonna do that.
I just said he thought. I just said he thought she
We're
was
not gonna do-
amazing.
we ain't gonna
Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Hey, she was good for you, fat boy, until she wasn't.
Until
Right.
she come on,
Until she was.
So,
But
right,
that's what I said. You
yeah.
thought. That's the same thing.
No,
That's the
she
same
is,
thing.
though.
You feel trying to drag somebody. Nah.
Okay.
She was, is still an amazing woman.
Right.
But she just wasn't
like
for
the
you.
Amazing woman for me.
Right.
Right. But I say, and I give her the credit for being an amazing woman, because she helped transition me to where I am today.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't take away that. I will say that every week. I won't never do that.
Right.
But because I was so enamored and I had never even thought of a standard, kind of like you said, Liv, by the time I realized I never had a standard, I was out the relationship.
Yeah.
By the time I realized that I never really set boundaries, yeah, we talked about things. Yeah, we talked about non-negotiables, but that shit is mishmash in the beginning, when you really don't have a real agenda, a real purpose, right, of what you're doing, because you don't have a clue that what you're doing is not the right thing. Right? I don't know that I don't know until I realize I don't know that I was doing everything the wrong way. Right.
So part of the issue with that is the fact that, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, you will never really know someone until you face adversity.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? You could be in a honeymoon phase for a year where everything's going cool. But then when that first bit of adversity hit and you really find out this person cannot handle adversity, that's something you should have known from the jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't handle adversity, how are you going to survive in a relationship? Because everything is not going to be clear sailing, 100% smooth water.
Right.
And if you fall apart at the first sign of adversity, that's not what anybody needs.
True. Preach out.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I agree. Something I had to learn.
Exactly.
Something I had to learn. Absolutely. Something you got to learn.
So do you guys feel that, this is something that because I don't know if it's really even, taught to the younger generation. Because I mean, just like when we were young, I mean, we just did things the way we wanted to do. We didn't have this type of knowledge or this type of conversation or whatever when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, especially when you got your friends with you, it's kind of like who can get who and who can get, her there, blah, 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 whatever. And we didn't have those standards. Do you think that having this type of conversation for the younger generation will help the younger generation, or do you think that the younger generation is going to be like we were still?
That's a great question. I think continuing conversations like this will help the younger generation. I don't think just one conversation. I also think that understanding how to set a standard for yourself, right, is the true conversation that needs to be had before they could probably be able to ascertain, great word, what we talk about here today. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that we could talk about it all day, but it's so many mixed messages on what a standard is, and a lot of time it's fluffed up. It has nothing to do with how you grow as a person. And I think that when we are setting these standards and these expectations, it should have to do with the growth of you as an individual, but also a growth with the relationship. Right. And so I think that, to answer your question, I think that with the youth, it's going to take more. It's going to take continuance of conversations like this, but then also a change and an example, right? And setting the example and being a role model in the sense of this is what we're doing. And kind of like Black Lift saying, like, I'm not just sleeping around with a bunch of women, right? I'm actually setting the standard. I'm holding my goodies as well too. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm being celibate and I'm making sure I got my place and I'm making sure I have my things together before I'm doing my therapy, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing all of these things. Right. I think those are the conversations that need to continue to happen. Not just setting the standard, but what is those standards looking like? Right. Not the fictitious standards that they set in society, but what are the real everyday standards that you can set that are realistic, that will make a relationship thrive.
Okay. I'm a piggyback off what O said.
Okay.
We should establish standards for ourselves first.
Yep.
I don't even think we should establish standards for women. Because the point is, based on what you want, how many women do you think are actually going to fit into those standards or fit into those categories?
No.
Well, I mean, vice versa for women, for men.
But that's if women set standards. Do you know that they do?
Women do.
Women. Wait a minute. No, what I'm saying is, women may have not standards but criteria for who they're trying to date, and their criteria is not a standard. Their criteria may be, I don't want to date a bum in word. I don't want to date a bum ass dude that don't have a job. I don't want to date nobody that don't have a car, and I don't want nobody that don't have no place to live. That's a criteria. That's not standards.
So you know what would be the standards then, so I can know the definition between the two?
So a standard is something that is standard. The word standard means equal across all playing fields.
Right.
So standard means through all women, you have to have that. But no, a criteria is basically just, it's just like one thing that, or a couple things that are, okay, if they don't have those, I can still, if they have those, I can work with them toward the rest. So they're not standards. It's just a criteria. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like because if you try to set some standards, that's your definition of a perfect woman. How often do you think that you're actually going to run into a perfect woman?
True.
Not hardly ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the point is that even if you set standards or establish standards, right? Depending on the person, you have to be willing to give them time to meet those standards, because they're coming into this not knowing, unless you tell them on your first date, all right, baby, this is my standards, and I need this, and this, and if not, I ain't paying for this Red Lobster. I'm out.
Right.
Or as they say, I ain't paying for this Cheesecake Factory. I'm out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I seen you looking up something, Fat Boy. What was you looking up?
I was because he made a good point there, and I wanted to, before I said because I was looking up standards. That standard refers to a level of quality or attainment. Criteria is the plural form of criterion used when there are multiple rules or standards.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
so they have a criteria, okay, that's not necessarily a standard. It's just a point within standards that they can actually
it
use.
just sounds like it's within the same to me.
it's saying that a standard is a level of basically how you expect things, but then it's saying a criteria is how you want the level of those things to run. So similar to what you were saying is women have a standard of they want this kind of man, right? But a criteria that this man falls under is this standard, this standard, right? He has to, like you say, he can't work at the post office. I'm just talking. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
He can't have any children, right?
Right.
But that's
no baby mamas. He can't work at McDonald's. He can't have none of that. Yeah.
That's based on the standard or the level that she has, but that to me, once again, those goes back to fictitious, right? Those are because I could meet a girl like, okay, so say for a man, right? So say she gotta be light skinned, big booty, big breasts, cook, clean, no kids.
But right? Is that a standard? Or is that criteria?
But it's a combination, right? Because we know it's not there the same, right? It's a group of standards, right?
Right.
But then I'm going somewhere with this. But then I meet a girl, not as thick, right? Regular, but do everything else. But because she didn't meet this fictitious standard that I put in my head, I could potentially lose out on a good woman.
Exactly.
Because my standards aren't in the right place. Right? Because my level of attaining of what I want in my brain is not realistic. Right? I have this fictitious idea. It has nothing to do with the growth of me. It has more to do with the idea of the standard, right? Just saying, oh, I got a standard and these are my standards. And because those to me there are criteria that aren't standards to me. Those are just things to be shallow, right? Because you could meet a person. I just told a woman this. I said, I'm looking for a woman because we could meet each other with nothing. We can meet each other literally with nothing, and in the next 2 years have everything, right? So we got to remove a lot of those small things, but we can have everything and lose it all if we can't communicate, right? I could be the man you want, but if I lack emotional intelligence, I'm not gonna be able to love you the proper way, right? She could cook, clean, and suck your drawers off, right? But if she hate kids and you got 2 daughters, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. So we have to understand the number one thing is we have to bring we have to be realistic with our standards and not so it's a word I'm looking for, not so superficial.
And I'm gonna ask this because of course I've been there, done it, or done it. Long distance. Being with someone long distance, would having a certain standard would that affect that relationship? If you're trying to have a long distance relationship,
it depends on what the standard is. I think it's all.
Tammy Brown said, "What's up, fat boy?
Watch out there. What's up?
Detroit. What's up, Detroit in the house? But anyway,
Detroit in the house.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
D-Town, baby. Hi, Tammy.
Back to my question.
So that, and you know this, Fuel, like anybody else. Long distance relationships have to work on a different level.
Right.
If there is even the slightest hint or iota of mistrust, they're not going to work, period. You know what I'm saying? So trying to have standards for a long distance relationship or a criteria that you need to meet, it's just hard. Yeah. And it kind of makes no sense because you're not there. You don't know what she's doing. She don't know what you're doing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So those
Wouldn't the communication will play the main part though, right?
So there's a very popular saying, and it goes, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. So they can tell you, they can be on the phone and tell you, oh man, I'm at my girlfriend's house or blase, blase. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what they doing can be totally different.
Right.
So that's
so is that become a trust issue based mainly?
Long distance relationships is always a trust issue.
Right.
Always. I don't care. You can sit here and lie all you want. Long distance relationship, she don't trust you, you don't trust her.
Yeah. I mean, if we're communicating, I trust what it is. I mean, if I want that person, I have to believe them. You know what I'm saying? I have to trust what they're telling me, you know, for until they give me reason not to.
Right. And that's true. And that's true.
So that's my thing when it comes to long distance relationship. It's kind of like, but then, you know, I have to reciprocate the same thing though as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or she have to reciprocate the same. You know, like sometimes, you know, you have one that trusts and one that doesn't trust. You know what I mean? And get worried about, you know, well, I ain't talked to you this day or whatever. So what was you doing? You know what I mean?
And you know, with long distance relationship, the number one thing is I called you, you didn't answer. Why you texting me back?
Ooh.
Yeah.
How come you ain't answer your phone, but you can text me?
You can text, yeah. Woo, yeah. Ooh, that's the worst.
That cuts deep, and that's number one, bro. That's number one thing with long distance relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I was in the shower or something, but you text me when you get out instead of calling me back. You know what I'm saying? It's that's why long distance relationships are a very, very tough thing to handle.
Okay. And that kind of leads into our next topic real quick before we got a little more time. But our next topic is expectation, you know, reality versus fantasy, you know. And the reason I say that is because when it comes to the reality of a long distance relationship, you know what I'm saying? You know, if the communication of course has to be there. But are we fooling ourselves as to what our future really going to be like if we're not talking about that future? Y'all follow me?
I got you.
As opposed to it being just a fantasy, because it's kind of like there's something that's not even going to really come true. We just kind of like living through the moment, time being this temporary thing or whatever. But are we communicating in reality or whatever, expecting to have a meaningful relationship at the end?
Well, that's when expectations at the beginning should be laid out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have to let them know. And look, I mean, I was in between marriages. I was with some chicks that was like, okay, they let you know what it was from jump.
Right.
Okay. Hey, look, I ain't trying to get married. It's straight a sex thing. You know, we hook each other up and it's a move on. It's a keep it moving kind of thing.
Right.
Those are where those expectations have to be met. I've had some women that basically came and said, hey, if this ain't going to lead to marriage, just let me know right now. If you are opposed to getting married or don't want to get married, you know, whether it happens for us or not, I want to let you know that is my ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't agree to that, then it's time to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those expectations, that's where you get away from reality versus fantasy. You turn the fantasy into reality when you express what your true goal is.
Mm.
To me, that's the only way you can handle that.
Mm. Okay, what you got, Fat Boy?
I agree. I'm gonna piggyback on that. I absolutely agree, Backlift. I think though also with the expectations, you need patience. I think Blacklift said that to ensure that you remain in reality versus fantasy. I think that patience, right? Because I think Blacklift made a great point, right? A woman could enter into a relationship and say, hey, I'm working on marriage, right? And I can say, hey, I'm working on marriage. But to get there, I use myself, right? I may need to work on emotional intelligence, right?
Right.
I may need to get my financials together, right?
Right.
And so I came in prepared to be married as well, but it's going to take me a little work to meet the true expectation of the relationship.
Mhm.
And so I think that with expectations, you have to have a little patience.
Right.
But that being said, I think the way you just said that would lead her to believe that, okay, that'll get her in the zone of at least we're on the same page when it comes to that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you see what I'm saying, Fat Boy? You hit it exactly, because you at least let her know that, hey, look, I'm open to marriage,
Right.
but we need to work on some things together. You know what I'm saying? But at least she knows that there is an end game that's being discussed between the two of y'all.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it's not just a hey, you can come to my crib for a minute, I come to your crib for a minute, blase, whatever.
Right.
You let her know what the reality is, so she doesn't have to live in a fantasy. She knows what's up.
Mm.
But it's also a thing when she said something.
Shout out
right?
T. Talika's watching too. What's up with you?
I think that when adversity meets expectation, right? I think that also we have to understand that in the midst of getting to a common goal, there will be adversity. And if we don't focus on the common goal, the end goal, we'll get caught up in the adversity, and we'll never truly meet the expectation. And I think you made a great point earlier in saying that every relationship is going to meet an adversity, which most of the time opposes your expectation. Right? And if you can't get through the opposing of your expectation momentarily, whether it's for 6 months or 12 months, or a year or a year and a half, if you can't get through that thing, then that on both sides, right? That could also create a wedge in the relationship. That could create a wedge, and then it becomes fantasy, right? Because now I believe that when adversity strikes, I'm supposed to remain in a specific place. Right, because my expectation is here, and it's always supposed to meet my expectation. And if it doesn't meet my expectation, then it's not real. Right, that's where you begin to become in the fantasy lane. Because I know that I know that everything meets adversity, and if I can make it through the adversity, then I can meet my expectation. But I think a lot of times, because we're in a microwavable society, everything has to happen overnight.
That's what I was just going to ask you.
Overnight.
That's what
what I realized is we was just in therapy. You know, my therapist, we talked about like maybe 3-4 weeks ago. She was saying that it's like I've been in therapy almost 2 years, and I'm really just getting a breakthrough. And one of my the reason why I'm not in a relationship, it was because it was made, it's one of the reasons, but it was made to seem like my therapy wasn't working fast enough, right? But I work at my own time, and one of my biggest regrets for the relationship is that the therapy didn't work as fast as I thought it should. But as I went through the therapy, and as I did the grieving, and as I did the growth, I realized that I was supposed to grow on my time, right? And my partner and the person that was for me was supposed to either stick through that or have the patience through that. But that doesn't make this person a bad person.
No,
that just means that at that point of time when adversity struck, that it was too much, right? And I had to understand that it could be a lot on my end when you see it from on the other side looking in.
I think you give, how can I put it? How can I put this in a nice way?
Just put it the way you want to put it, man.
I know.
No. I mean, I think you give too much. You don't put enough credit on yourself and give that other person too much credit.
It's called humility, King.
You know, what I'm saying is because you know, sometimes we go through things or whatever, and we put a lot of shit on ourselves, and we do, you know, that person and that person, you know, if they don't take accountability of who they are, what they did, or whatever the case may be, to the point where, you know, you feel yourself that, oh, I did this and I did that, and I didn't recognize this, I didn't recognize that. when actually you did recognize it, you just wasn't getting it.
But
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
comes from the knowledge of self, though, right? Because all of those things are true, right? Their side of it, but also your side, and recognizing that, yes, those things are true. Yes, I did have these issues, but that's okay, right? I have to be patient and confident enough in myself to say, okay, hey, I made mistakes, and that's what human beings do. So it's not me taking the brunt of it. What I've learned is I can only change me. And what I realize is a person can only be accountable for themselves if they're ready to be accountable to themselves. Me trying to make them accountable is only making me look less humble, right? Less growth. I'm showing less growth because I'm trying to make them believe something that I know my truth, right? I know what I did. I know what I contributed. I know what I took away. I know my mistakes. And guess what? I'm proud of each and every one of them because without any of that, I would not be a man here today, being able to tell you that I learned about standards, being able to tell you that I was shameful, right? Being able to tell you that I was scared to set any kind of expectation because I never even knew what that was, right? I'm open and free because I once lived in the shadows. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a petrifying place to be because you're worried about you worried about the reality, you worried about meeting this fantasy instead of being who you really are and bringing it to the table. Hey, at the time, no, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have custody of my children. I don't have a passport. I only got one credit card and it's probably a $300 limit. Really coming in, and I remember we talked about this early, really being confident and say, hey, either they choose me or they don't. That's where I grew from that. And so that's why that's why I'm confident enough to do that because I know that along the way I grew. And if she doesn't take the same approach, she won't.
Because, some of the stuff that we talk about and two of the most famous sayings is that pressure busts pipes.
Yeah.
But pressure also builds diamonds.
It does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if that person is not willing or can't withstand that pressure to get that diamond on the other end, then they just a busted pipe and they can keep it moving.
Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Something. She said, we have to stop allowing people. We have to stop allowing people to. We have to stop allowing people to meet expectations in their brain, like allowing us to meet these expectations in their brain.
Allowing yourself
to meet these expectations in your brain.
Right.
You're never needed. You're never going to qualify because it's not realistic.
Because you'll never be the true version of yourself.
Right.
When you try to live up to somebody's expectation, you're being fake. You're being false. You are not you. You're not who you are. Nope. And so the problem is that some people can keep up that charade for a few months, but there's gonna come a point when the real you is gonna show through. The real you is gonna come out. And then it's gonna be then that person's gonna bust that pipe.
I think on both sides because
both sides for real.
On both sides because I realized some stuff. I realized that I always say it's women stuff. I realized it's some universal women stuff, but then I also realized that your partner knows how to make you tick. Right? They know how to say certain things.
You mean which buttons
to push to get you off
the block. Yeah, say both ways, good and bad. They know just what to say to make you mad.
True. Yeah.
I agree.
Well, on that note, man, I wish we can go further, man, like we usually do, but I'm trying to, cut our stuff. We're trying to keep it to an hour, which we was a little bit late today, so it looked like it's about coming up to that hour right now. But I also, before we leave, I want to let you guys know next week we have a special guest. Her name is Rhonda Cotton. She'll be with us next week. She wrote a book, and we're going to be debuting that book on our show. It's called Between Seasons, Transitions to Transformations, which is really going to be a good conversation y'all next week. I also want to thank Tammy Brown for tapping in. Talitha, I see you in the house.
Hey,
and Big O. And then Gus You know what I'm saying? Can't forget about you. You know what I mean? Most definitely appreciate you guys coming in. Once again, we are going to be live now on Instagram. So if you guys got Instagram, y'all can go on there and check us out. You know, hopefully you start getting the notifications. Thanks, T. She said good show.
Thank you, Miss T. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Also, next week, should I give it?
Is the debut next week?
Is the debut?
Music?
Yeah, no, they have a song.
Yeah, you got a song.
Lift, I have to let you hear it after we get off here, but you know what I'm saying? It's a song. It's not a song, dog. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Okay.
It's a vibe. And
I see you got Sweet Lou on there too?
Pretty Lou's in the house, yeah.
Pretty Lou.
Pretty Lou's in the house.
Stop trying to make me flame that lady, man.
What you make? No.
Hey, he want me to cook her so.
No, I don't.
He want me to cook her so bad.
No, I don't.
He want me to hibachi her so bad. I would go. Hey,
no. But I understand. I know that you keep it real. You keep, you know. I'm
gonna cook.
You gonna, yeah,
I'm gonna cook
at the right time. It ain't time to cook yet. Yeah.
It ain't time to cook. I'm gonna cook.
I know. I turn the flame up just a little bit every week.
I'm gonna cook.
I turn it just a little.
I'm gonna cook from a healthy place.
Right.
I want all those.
It's a process.
It's a process, but then I also want our audience to know that I've grown from this.
Exactly, and that's what you're showing, that growth. That's what you're actually doing.
I gotta show y'all the growth, and I gotta take my full accountability because that's all the hell that I can do. Right? Trust me.
You know what bothers me?
I got nights I cry.
You know, no. You know what bothers me though? What bothers me is because I know that you take full accountability. It's just so much accountability that I see that you take, and that I know some of the other stuff, and I can't wait until you bring it out.
Hey man, he want me to cook. I told you. He want me to cook it. Listen, people. I don't want to say names. The parties involved. If you watch it. I ain't got nothing to do with what Phil got going on, man.
You know I ain't got nothing
Phil
to do.
trying to hibachi you.
No, not because I understand exactly where you at when you talk about the good person that she is. I understand that, and I get it because I do. I mean, she's a nice girl.
Solid lady.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I understand why you was with this person. So, you know, how things grew apart or whatever the case may be, you know, I don't know. I just turn the flame up just a little bit, just to get a little.
Look,
it's a show,
dog. She just wasn't for you. Keep it moving.
That's it.
Yeah.
I agree, brother.
After we finish our conversation.
After he cooked.
But I'm definitely going to give you a little bit about what he's talking about, right? So you could not make it like, so we won't make you seem crazy. I'm just going to do it in a healthy way.
Right.
Because what I realized from our last connection, right? My biggest issue was that I didn't have enough emotional intelligence to know that she did not have enough emotional intelligence.
That part.
Right?
That's probably
a lot of times
that sums it up.
I allow myself to be baited in to a lot of arguments and let my ego be fractured and shit like that when I really shouldn't have, when I really should have just realized that this is a person that's also dealing with their own traumatic issues and have not took the time to really tackle them completely, right? And let things go, because when you do let things go, you do operate from a different space, right? I realized that today, right? Even no matter what he would do, I keep saying she's an amazing woman. Old George would have been like, she this, she that, she this, but no, because
I don't think so. Not by the type
George
of person,
cooked her.
Not by the type of woman she is.
No, I
you know what I'm saying? I don't think
emotional relationship PTSD is a real thing.
You know it is.
True.
And people really, if you're not willing to accept that, then that's part of the problem.
True.
You have to understand that a relationship can be a traumatic thing, and so when it's over, that PTSD kick in, and now every chick you with, you like, what? Oh, wait, whoa,
yeah.
What the?
True.
and also childhood things like that. Like
All right, y'all. I
childhood.
don't want to get too much into
All right,
this.
we gotta go.
Stuff like that. But it's we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna get more into it.
I'm a smoker boots. No, I'm just playing. I'm just fucking with y'all. No, I'm not gonna do that. Black Lift ain't gonna allow it, man. We ain't gonna no relationship shaming here.
Right. No relationship shaming, man. Man, once again, I'm glad that we back. I'm glad whoever tapped in. Michelle, what's up? Yes, a lot of people have PTSD from childhood and have never dealt with issues. Yes. And why you here so late? What's up with that? We need y'all in here early. Oh man, and then Delisa's calling me too because I forgot to tell her that we was on. Anyway, I'm getting phone calls, y'all.
Next week.
Huh?
Next week.
Yeah.
Everybody be here. We good.
Yeah, because next week, like I said, a debut of our vibe. I want to say that's why I want to call it by Lance Alexander. If you guys don't know, producer Low Key back in the day did a song, man. You guys gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And then we got our guest, Rhonda Cotton. She used to sing with us back in the day too. So it's almost it's gonna be a KC thing maybe next week, dog. It may be a KC thing. You know what I mean? So a little small reunion. All right, cuz appreciate you tapping in though. Whether it's late or not, it's all good. Anything else before we leave, y'all? What you got, Fat Boy?
Man, I appreciate y'all for coming, man. I appreciate next time Miss Kelly don't be late.
Right.
6 o'clock.
Yeah. And
9
share
o'clock
this.
Eastern time. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. Now, I always want to thank you, Black Lift, for joining. Of course, you a family already. Fuel, thank y'all, man. I appreciate everybody's comments, the love, the communication between us all, man, and creating a place for me and a space for me to do therapy, y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Right. What you got, Lift?
As always, man. Fuel, love you, cuz.
Yes, sir.
Fat Boy, love you too, like family, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Everybody don't be afraid to hug somebody, okay?
Facts.
Don't be afraid to talk to somebody because you don't know who's hurting out here in this world.
Yes.
And, just by being nice to somebody, you can save somebody's life.
Facts.
Exactly.
That's the only thing I want to say. And anybody that's listening, hey, invite a couple people. Everybody invite somebody.
Yeah. It's a special show next week, man. So we got to make sure that we start sharing. I'm gonna have to put it out there a little bit earlier during the week too, sometimes because I've been slacking on advertising. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're getting back on track, you guys. We're getting back on track. So I appreciate you guys. And yeah, man, it was a heck of a show, man. I think for a comeback, we all right. We doing all right.
Yeah.
Watch this. We're gonna get better, y'all.
That's right. All right, man. And remember, if they talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace.
I love y'all.
Just forget the parade and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah, you still here, fool.
Hey, dog. I think my little you know how I am with this daggone system, dog. Everything
I know,
off a dangled and out of the daggone way that it's supposed to be. I don't know what the heck is going on here, but anyway, I'm trying to get off here, dog, because I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this song. you know, you be the only one to get to hear this, you know, a little early or whatever. So